Welcome in everyone, we are here to talk Way of the Hunter once again. Today we were given another trailer explaining to everyone exactly what Way of the Hunter is and what we can expect. I do want to take a closer look at a few things as always. My first reaction was simply wow. First, I want to give you my impression of the game trailer as it has a lot of detail to it. Most of the things have been covered in past videos, so I won't be boring you with those details. Then I'll touch on the animations, the way the weapons will work, and also I want to talk about how multiplayer could work and what we should expect when we get into those games. Finally, I'll wrap it all up with some of the features I noticed that will really set this game apart from the others. So let's get into it. This trailer blew the community away with how well it was done, and I am right there with them. 9rocks has done amazing with the amount of detail they put into this one, from the scenery to the breakdown of the mechanics in game. There is no shortage of information in this one, and it just goes to show that they are just as ready for launch day as we are. The video quality is spectacular, and the audio is not a weak point either, as we can hear a lot of ambient noise in the trailer, from the wind to the fireplace crackling. It looks and sounds like a AAA title. When we look at the animal animations, it's easy to see that each animal will react differently to us as we approach. Some of them will notice us before others. The variations in movements while feeding and flying can't be emphasized enough. It feels like we are in the wild, the way everything moves but is not actually synced. Each herd may have similar animations, but from what I can tell, the animal in the herd will act differently. I think it's important to mention that it does seem like they covered the animation of the animal being hit by the round with a few still frames just to keep it classy for YouTube, as I have seen the hit animation and I will say it looks really good, so you will not be disappointed. When we climb into the stand, we actually get a climbing animation instead of just popping into the stand. In my opinion, this makes the game way more sim-like. It makes it feel like we are the ones climbing in there and setting up for the hunt. I could see folks getting annoyed with the length of time it takes for this animation to play out, but in my opinion, it's pretty cool. The reload animation is sharp as well. The way they swap mags and then rack another round is just super clean visually. I'm not sure how it could get any better. The weapons are on the tier system, and we should have a tier for each animal, and we see that in many of the trailers. I am concerned though because we don't see any ammunition tabs anywhere. In terms of the shotguns, that's a problem. We should be able to use any shotgun for any animal. Now, I know there is a huge debate over 20 gauge and the 12 gauge for birds, but to have them only have one caliber of BB is just not right. I really hope we are missing something there and that there are multiple loads for the shotguns, such as slugs, buckshot, and birdshot. It may seem minor to some, but to me, that's an important feature for authenticity. And while there are bows confirmed to be coming in an update later after launch, the grain of the arrow is going to matter just as much as the BB size would for the shotgun, as bows normally are personalized in every way. I'd be happy with just one bow if they could give us multiple grain arrows with different arrow heads in there as well. Having 4 different bows with one type of arrow would, well, just not be the best design option, as I don't want to spend $7,000 to have a bow to hunt with every animal. It may work better for the devs, but it's just one feature that seems a bit off. It's said that in multiplayer, the progress will carry over to everyone's one save file. While it sounds fine, it would be lame if someone came along and took all your big trophies and then left you to grind again. So I can see this being a nuisance in some case. It would be nice to carry your kills and your money over. I think it is a simple benefit for a high risk, though you could just not invite those kind of sketchy people, I suppose. And it does look like perks will affect the information we get from the signs. In this trailer, we see 2 more categories that weren't shown off before. that being the time to expire and the distance to expire. We also see that they can add even more foresight to the forecast up to 6 hours from the time we are at now. We see a nice red deer collar and a hog collar in the video and get a sample of that audio as well, but I think the biggest detail that should really be looked at is how the herds actually move. Now, this could just be me looking into things, but in one shot with the red deer and the white tails, you can see that the females are leading the way. This is a very real feature to have added and goes to show how they listened to experience, as males normally follow the females around, the eldest normally being the lead cow in the elk species. Now, I've never hunted red deer, but I would think most deer species would act similarly to those extracurricular activities, if you catch my meaning. I did notice a bug of some sort on the looking animation of this red deer here, but I'm sure the devs are on it. It seems to just get caught in a looking loop of some sort. We also get a look at some of the multi-mounts, like this wolf getting after some bighorn sheep, and then the two bighorn sheep doing some headbutting. I would really like to see the animals doing these types of things in game as well. Hearing the crack of two bighorn sheep smashing into each other is an amazing sound in real life. I would be blown away if this shows up on our hunt. On the map, I noticed a few details that I'll quickly go over as I've been trying to figure out what the hunting passes are good for. We learned today that parts of the map will be locked behind the purchase of those passes. Yet what happens if an animal travels on those territories after being shot? Would be interesting if we get kicked off the property and the landowner takes our trophy. I am really hoping that these are one-time purchase and we won't need to reacquire these after each hunted species. That would really make the map feel smaller unless we consistently buy these passes. We can't really tell which areas are locked, but I did notice on the map that some of the roads were marked in red, and that got me thinking more about the titles under the vehicles. What if these roads are only accessible with certain vehicles or certain passes? It would make sense that they would be different colors to indicate that something different is needed to access those areas. Another thing I want to touch on is that mission outlines will be seen on the map as well. Looks like they will be outlined in a yellow perimeter to make it easy to see where the mission area is. I can't wait to see what the devs have for us next and what the final product will look like. The embargo lifts tomorrow, so we will be seeing a lot of content on the game roll out. Unfortunately, I won't have videos to share, but you can catch me on launch day. I'll be streaming pretty much all day long and plan on putting this game to the test. If you like the video, smash the buttons for me and subscribe to see more Way of the Hunter content in the future. With that, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you for watching another one, and as always, have a good day.